Helen Hastings, an 18-year-old Houston, Texas native, enjoyed a nurturing upbringing filled with love and support from her parents. Despite this, she faced challenges during her middle school years, struggling to form genuine connections with peers. However, her life took a positive turn when she discovered the world of cosplay, where she found like-minded friends who shared her interests. Tragically, one of these newfound friendships would ultimately lead to her demise at the hands of her own friend turned killer. Welcome to the Cross Crime Channel, where we post solved and unsolved true crime reports and cases. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Get ready as we delve into an investigative report on what happened to Helen Hastings. Born in July 2002, Helen Rose Hastings was the sole daughter of Susan Rosenberg and Philip Hastings, both accomplished biologists at Baylor College of Medicine. She spent her formative years in Houston, Texas. Described as remarkably intelligent, she began speaking in full sentences at just 18 months old. Helen enjoyed a diverse range of hobbies, from swimming and theater to rock bands and robotics, reflecting her insatiable curiosity and eagerness to explore new things. Her upbringing was enriched by extensive travels with her parents during school breaks, venturing to distant countries such as Croatia, Norway, and Tokyo. These experiences broadened her horizons early on, fostering a deep fascination with Japanese culture. By the age of 7, she expressed her ambition to establish an institute for women scientists in Japan, a dream sadly unfulfilled in her lifetime. However, Helen's idyllic childhood took a sharp turn upon entering middle school. Struggling to fit in, she faced ostracization from her peers who deemed her eccentric. Compounding her challenges was the emergence of misophonia, a condition rendering her intolerant to specific sounds like chewing, tapping, coughing, and sniffing, abundant in school environments. Unable to endure these sounds, she withdrew from social activities, enduring relentless bullying that exacerbated her misery. As she grappled with these challenges, Helen also navigated her identity as a pansexual individual, experiencing attraction regardless of gender. Despite the growing societal acceptance of diverse sexual orientations, her peers reacted with hostility upon learning about her relationship with another girl, intensifying the bullying and harassment she endured. The cumulative effects of bullying, harassment, and the internal struggle with her identity took a toll on Helen's mental health. Once vibrant and outgoing, she succumbed to depression, anxiety, and an eating disorder. She retreated into solitude, feeling misunderstood and unloved. Yet, amidst her struggles, Helen found solace and acceptance in a supportive community, reaffirming the adage that there's a place for everyone in the world. It all began in 8th grade, when one of Helen's few friends extended an invitation to a local cosplay convention. For those unfamiliar, cosplay involves dressing up in elaborate costumes and makeup to embody characters from anime, video games, TV, and film. It's a form of performance art, blending elements of costume and role play, popular in Japan, East Asia, the US, and Europe. For Helen, this vibrant world offered a thrilling escape from her somber reality. Entranced by the opportunity to inhabit fantastical personas, she found solace in the community's shared love for creativity and expression. For some, cosplay served as a temporary reprieve from the pressures of everyday life, allowing them to immerse themselves fully in character for a few days. Embracing this newfound passion, Helen quickly found her place within the cosplay community. With her talent and dedication, she gained recognition, amassing a following on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, where she showcased her cosplay creation. Though initially skeptical, Helen's mother, Susan, was pleased to see her daughter emerge from her depression, finding joy in her new hobby and forming connections with like-minded individuals. In the vibrant cosplay community, Helen found a friend in Marianne Oliver Snow, known as Yandere Freak or Snow, the Salt Queen, a non-binary individual using they and them pronouns. Snow also hailed from Houston, Texas, and had been immersed in cosplay since 2016. For the purpose of this video, we will refer to Snow as she or her. Snow's captivating videos, showcasing various outfits and hairstyles, amassed millions of likes, elevating her to celebrity status with over 1.6 million followers on TikTok. Snow gained particular recognition for her cosplays of characters from the Danganronpa series, a Chinese video game featuring teens trapped in a school with a murderous bear, forced to fight for survival. While admired for her creativity, Snow's behavior often stirred controversy. Some described her as reckless and prone to inappropriate actions, such as a 2019 incident where she filmed a cosplay photo shoot in a local cemetery, sitting and even dancing on gravestone. This sparked outrage among many who deemed it disrespectful to the deceased. Despite criticism, Snow dismissed concerns, exacerbating tensions with dismissive remarks. Further controversy arose when Snow claimed to have rescued sick kittens, soliciting funds from followers for their care. However, it later emerged that the kittens weren't ill, and Snow allegedly pocketed the donations. Despite these controversies, Helen and Snow forged a close friendship, frequently spending time together. However, their bond would soon unravel tragically. January the 17th, 2021. There was a gathering of several friends, including Helen at Snow's house. Alcohol and marijuana flowed freely between each individual present. As per court records, Snow explained to the authorities that she and her friends frequently engaged in handling the gun, under the assumption it was safe, as her ex-boyfriend had assured her that all bullets had been removed from the magazine. Although she typically returned the gun to its case after use, Snow had consumed a significant amount of alcohol on this occasion and neglected to do so. After several hours of handling the firearm, one of Snow's housemates requested that she pretend to shoot. Believing the gun to be unloaded, Snow complied. It was during this moment that Helen urged Snow to aim the gun at her and pull the trigger. Tragically, the gun discharged, causing Helen to collapse to the floor. Panic ensued as blood began to soak into the carpet, prompting her friends to frantically search for something to staunch the bleeding, eventually settling on a large red and white teddy bear. Snow hurried upstairs to fetch a towel while they awaited the arrival of emergency medical technicians. It is worth noting that Helen's mother, Susan, disputes that Helen would ever oblige to having a gun aimed at her. Upon Helen's arrival at the hospital, she was immediately placed on life support. Susan and Philip were shown MRI scans of her brain activity by the medical staff. The news of Helen being shot, with Snow as the trigger puller, left Susan in shock. Helen had not been accustomed to firearms, and just weeks prior, Philip had inquired if Snow and their friends kept any weapons in the house, to which Helen had denied. However, witness statements later revealed that this wasn't the first instance of gunplay among the house's residents. Unbeknownst to Susan, Helen had signed an organ donor card. The hospital sought permission to keep Helen on life support for a few days to facilitate organ donation. Initially asked to wait 3 days, Susan negotiated for 2. The anguish was already overwhelming. "I was never gonna see her again. I wanted to just hold her hand," Susan recalls. 2 days after the shooting, with her mother serenading her with Beatles songs and show tunes at her bedside, Helen was removed from life support and pronounced dead at 5:18 p.m. Despite Snow's claims of innocence and attributions to intoxication, authorities charged her with second-degree manslaughter, highlighting the grave consequences of her reckless action. Released on bail, Snow resumed her social media presence a few weeks later, seemingly unperturbed by the gravity of her actions, further unsettling those familiar with the circumstances. As Snow's videos continued to feature graphic content and references to violence, many were left grappling with a sense of disbelief and outrage, questioning the sincerity of her remorse and the depth of their accountability in Helen's tragic demise.
Wake up, Gromit! Come on, Gromit! We've got to hide the body! There's no cheese and crackers in prison, Gromit! Now come on! Who will they believe? A man!
Will you help me hide a body?
However, some individuals showed a degree of sympathy towards Snow, recognizing that she too was grappling with the loss of a friend and the burden of guilt that accompanied it. They advocated for understanding and patience, urging others to allow Snow the space to process her emotions and begin the journey towards healing. They believed that losing a close friend had undoubtedly left its mark on Snow, a weight she would carry with her indefinitely. In response to the immense scrutiny and public backlash, Snow opted to privatize her TikTok and Instagram accounts, taking a step back from social media under the guidance of her legal counsel. Described by her lawyer as deeply remorseful, Snow acknowledged the gravity of her actions and the profound impact they had on Helen's loved ones. Struggling to come to terms with the tragedy, Snow sought solace and time away from the digital spotlight to confront her emotions. After enduring over a year of legal proceedings, on the 28th of August 2022, Snow was ultimately sentenced following her guilty plea. An important aspect to note is the phrase adjudication of guilt deferred. This means that while Snow has been convicted of a crime for which parole is a potential punishment, the conviction itself is not immediately placed on her permanent record. Instead, it remains temporarily deferred. However, if Snow were to violate her parole terms, the judge could officially convict her, resulting in a permanent mark on her record and possibly harsher sentencing. Snow will be under community supervision for a mere 5 years, avoiding any jail time. Additionally, she must comply with several conditions, including performing 100 hours of community service, undergoing drug tests, relinquishing firearm ownership, and obtaining permission to leave the county. If Snow fails to meet these conditions, she risks being brought back to court for re-evaluation of her case. It's worth noting that the court found Snow mentally competent to stand trial. Meanwhile, Helen's family and friends cherished fond memories of her vivacious and spirited personality, characterized by her infectious laughter and playful sense of humor. A freshman at Oberlin College in Ohio and aspiring to study neuroscience, psychology, and art, Helen will be remembered by college friends as warm and welcoming. She left behind a legacy of kindness and friendship. As family and friends navigate their grief, they find solace in honoring Helen's legacy, keeping her vibrant spirit alive in their hearts and memories. This concludes the investigative report on the events surrounding Helen Hastings. Don't forget to like this video and share your theories or insights in the comments. Subscribe to the Cross Crime channel and turn on the notifications for future investigative reports and cases. Until next time, remember, the pursuit of truth never rests, and the world of true crime holds many mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Stay safe.